Well, when the boys state championship tips off on Thursday, Northeast Ohio is going to be very well represented 1 through 4 in all the divisions, possibly the most teams that we've ever seen sent south from the Cleveland and the Northeast Ohio area in 1 year. These 3 gentlemen and their boys will be part of that group. Garfield Heights head coach Sonny Johnson, Villa Angeles St. Joe's head coach Babe Kwasniak, and, of course, the head coach of St. Ed's, Eric Flannery. Guys, thanks for coming in. I know I'm taking you away from film session, and you guys are all knee-deep and getting ready for that next one, so I appreciate you coming in for just a couple minutes. Let's first of all, just reactions I want to get from each and every one of you, because I know you all very well, and I know talking to you every time it gets to this point, that to get there is just unbelievable. None of you take it all for granted. But let's start with the new kid on the block. It's been since 2011, second trip for you. How excited to get back there? And I know there's some unfinished business.
Very exciting. Just excited for our community, for our kids. Superintendent, the board members, we've got a lot of great people in our community that really supports the boys basketball team. So just bringing the community pride back to Garfield Heights is very special.
And, Babe, you have some unfinished business. In the state championship game last year, you have a lot of guys that are back from that basketball team. They remember what happened, how excited to make the grind and get there and have the opportunity to get to the semifinals.
Like you said previously, Mike, it's so tough to get there. So for us to be there 3 times in a row is obviously special, something we don't take lightly. And I think this is neat this year with the local crew to have, contemporaries and friends, and not just with the coaches, but, all these kids, not just us, but Central Catholic as well. All of our kids know each other. I think that's going to be a lot of fun to kind of go down there to Cleveland as a, as a city.
And then out of the group here, I mean, 9th trip for you guys, but you guys are the defending state champs. And it's, just as the 2 guys sitting next to you, it's been a grind to even get to this point, but how excited to have a chance to defend your title.
Well, you're right. It is a grind. I mean, obviously, being at St. Ed's or Garfield or Joe's, it's you got that target on your back, but when you're the defending state champs, it's even more. And but we never take it for granted. We're excited, and I was probably as emotional as I've ever been. One, because to get back there after you won it is pretty special, and quite honestly, to have my son being the starting point guard has really added a unique element, and I'm just excited for our guys that they're able to get back again.
Babe, what happens now for people that aren't around basketball programs? This, believe it or not, Sunday's a very busy night for you guys to get ready, but where do you go from here as you start to get ready for that next step in the semifinal?
Yeah, I think the hardest part is blocking out the circus, Mike. That is, you're getting a lot of attention that you didn't previously get. So it's a matter of now of how do you dominate the things you can control and not pay attention to the stuff that you can't control. And then most importantly is just to enjoy it, because as I know Eric will say and Sonny will say, I mean, it's tough to get down there. I mean, it's tough to get down there as a player, and it seems like it's more stressful as a coach. So just making sure that you take it all in and understand what a big deal it is.
And Sonny, how do you balance what Babe said with kids that are walking on that big court for the first time, where the Buckeyes play and where they know all eyes are going to be on them from all over the country? But how do you get your kids ready for that kind of an atmosphere?
Well, that's the experience of being down there one time before. I don't think none of our players have been down there. This is a different group for me. It's been 4 years since we've been down there. Just trying to give them advice from my previous experience. Just making sure you're enjoying the moment. Going to watch other games. We're going to go check out St. Joe's play as well, so they can get, just see the view of how the arena is and how many people are there. I think that's very important for a younger group of kids, because we're pretty young, but it'll be exciting.
Eric, for you guys, I mean, you started, for as many times as you've been down there, and it's been with a different group each time, but especially in back-to-back years, do you have some kind of a routine now that it helps, and especially with some of these kids that have been down there now for some 2 in a row?
Yeah, we do. I mean, obviously, like Babe said, you kind of shut everything off the best you can. You stop following Sonny on Twitter and Coach Quaz on Twitter, and you focus on what's important now. And again, enjoy it. Enjoy it last night. But we're going to go down there. Like Sonny said, we're going to go watch St. Joe's play, Thursday, and then get ready. Maybe watch Central Catholic play Friday morning. Get a nice shoot around down at a local school, and really try to have the kids enjoy it. It's a great atmosphere, and you don't want to let that journey pass you by. You want everybody to enjoy it while they're there.
A question for all of you. In Sonny, was there a part in this season, other than the final buzzer from the other night, where you realized that maybe this could be a team that has something special that could take that trip?
Well, I think each one of Coach Flan and Barry, we know when you got a special group, because it starts with great character kids. And when you got that special group that's buying into everything you're saying, and they're getting better towards the end of the year, that's when you have something special. So I knew we had the chance to make a run just because the kids were getting better. I didn't push them as much as I did before. I always used to want to win early. I told them I want to get better. As the year went on, I think we did that.
Babe, you've been a nationally ranked team, and your team's been in the spotlight all over the country. With Carleton, you got a guy that everybody knows very well. How do you balance that with your kids who are in USA Today in that realm, and then have to go back and try to get yourself back into a state championship?
Yeah, to your previous question, Mike, we've been in the national spotlight, so I had a chance to play on ESPN against Oak Hill. But for me, when I knew this group was special, or when we kind of had to recollect ourselves, was at the end of the year. Flan was kind enough. We talked at the beginning of the season of saving a scrimmage. So you can scrimmage at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year, and they kicked our tails in, towards the end of the year, and we were struggling a little bit. Lost to St. V at home, lost to them on the road, and we kind of scrimmaged with St. Ed's, and that kind of brought our kids back together, and I think that was kind of a turning point for us because we've been pretty hot, since the tournament began.
Eric, when did it kick in for you? Because I talked to you early in the season. You said we're not even very good right now. I don't know. I don't even know how we're going to get through this season.
Well, like Sonny said too, it's a process, and early in the season you go through a lot of experimentation and play a lot of guys, and obviously playing Garfield, playing Bill Angelo, St. Joe's. We knew towards the end of the season that we can compete with just about anybody, and it was just a matter of getting hot at the right time. And when you have a player like Kipper Nichols, who you can kind of give the ball to and clear out and makes you look like a good coach, it's definitely something that we knew we could go to, and we started to in the tournament here.
All right, much more to come on the Ford Sports Sunday. Boy, we got some good stuff for you coming up. These guys actually all played against each other this year. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about their matchups, what's up ahead of them coming up in the semifinals. And yeah, look, a little bit fired up, blowing kisses. I don't know what happened there. My goodness, the mayor is up for another run. We'll come back, talk to each of the coaches about that when we come back. And then a slow start for the Cavaliers today in Milwaukee, but then the King put him on his back. We'll take a look back at the highlights from that. But first, we salute the McDonald's Student Athlete of the Week.
It all starts with the unexpected.
Breaking right now in Westlake, firefighters on the scene.
News breaks. You get the push alerts. You see the story.
We are covering a number of breaking stories. New information on the shooting of 2 police officers.
News Channel 5 is on your side, delivering breaking news on the screens you use most.
I'm live in Mansfield, Ohio, getting you the latest information.
Then the 5 on your side investigators kick into high gear, adding perspective and new details. Stay connected to the station that's always first with breaking news. News Channel 5.
At Fred Martin Superstore, every Dodge, Jeep, Chrysler, and Ram's on sale during our 0% Slash-A-Mania sale. Get 0% up to 72 months with 0 down. Drive a new Jeep Grand Cherokee for $297 per month. Test drive and get a free entertainment book.
Come into Steak and Shake for hand-dipped milkshakes. Better yet, come into Steak and Shake for hand-dipped milkshakes at half price during half price happier hour. Weekdays, now 2 to 5 at Steak and Shake.
This week, call Coit. Get 40% off. 1-800-4COIT. Call Coit.
If your loved one is a victim of a birth injury, don't believe the medical professional when they tell you it could not have been avoided. Call me, and I'll make them pay.
Need a car? Sometimes bad things happen to good people, and that's how you can end up with bad credit. If you've been turned down for an auto loan, I can help. If you earn $1,500 a month, we'll show you how to get your loan approved, or I'll give you a car. FredMartinSuperstore.com.
Welcome back to the Ford Sports Sunday. Let's talk some matchups with our high school coaches, Eric Flannery, Sonny Johnson, and Babe Kwasniak, nice enough to join us. Let's start with Garfield Heights. You guys take on Westerville South Friday. It's a 5:15 matchup. What do you know about these guys? I know you haven't had a lot of chance to prepare yet, but what do you know about them?
Well, we're just getting a lot of film on Huddle right now, so they're very athletic. They have a great coach. They play great defense. They really pressure the ball. They really do an unbelievable job in transition, getting the ball up the floor. So we got our hands full, but we're going to do the best job we can as coaches to get prepared for a really good team.
Do they sound like any team that you've played against this year that can kind of give you a guide?
Well, anytime you get to the state Final Four, they're good. That's the only thing I can tell you. They're definitely elite. That's the only thing I can say. Without watching much film, I know they're a special team.
Eric, you have Wayne. You've got the late game on Friday at 8:30, and I know you already walked in before the show and said you've seen these guys. What do you think?
Well, like I told you, I was going to take today off and kind of relax, and then I decided to watch a couple games of film, and they are relentless. I mean, they are full court pressure. They play 9 guys. They're long. They have 2 6'8", 6'9" guys inside that are just very solid. It's going to be a heck of a game. We got to take care of the basketball. We can take care of the basketball and stop their transition. We have a chance, but they could be the most talented team we've played all year. And like Sonny said, this time of year you expect to play great teams. So, you know, we're happy to be here. We're excited, but we're not settling right now. We're excited for the challenge.
And Babe, you guys will play on Thursday. You've got the 5:15 match. You're going up against Eastmore Academy out of Columbus. What do you know about them? Well,
they're the antithesis of us, Mike, in that this is their first time down there ever. So this will be we've been very blessed. This will be our 14th time, you know, going to Columbus. So I think we got to kind of try to jump on that. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously there's no substitute for experience. So, you know, we have to take advantage of that.
Now, a lot of people don't know, maybe some do, the basketball junkies know that you guys all played against each other this year, and that's a credit to you guys for stacking the schedule, because obviously it's paid off. You got your kids ready to play a caliber team that's obviously very good, as all of you mentioned in the semifinals, maybe the championship. But how tough is it to play, Eric? I mean, you guys schedule each other a lot. How tough is it to play against not only people you consider good friends, but these teams obviously are going to prepare you for where you are right now?
That's exactly why we do it. I mean, they are good friends. They're great coaches, so we know we're going to get the best. They have talented players. So it's always good to see as many, you know, different types of teams that you can see, and the most talented teams in the area. Garfield Heights and Villangelo St. Joe's are always the best teams in the area. So we want to play them. And I think, you know, you said it right. It prepares us for the tournament, and we all feel confident going into this weekend that we're not going to see too many teams that are better than what we've seen during the year, and that's a credit to these guys right here.
Now, Sonny, I know when Eric and Eds came to play you, you said you should have won the basketball game. You told the kids to take it easy on them. So you were coming off a shaker loss. You said just, you know,
hey, listen,
things were
right
different. We were taking these guys out.
Hey, you know, I said bad schedule. go from shaker and then go to Eds wasn't good, but hey, you know, prepared us for, we're here now. You know, we made it to the State Final Four because we were able to play great teams, and Coach Flynn does an unbelievable job every year. He's one of the coaches I really respect in this area. I've been, as a player, you know, I knew about him as a great coach, and as a coach, I know about him as a great coach as well. So he does an unbelievable job. And you want to play against the best, and he has one of the best programs around, period.
Now, for you guys, I mean, it's got to be tough to be a Division I coach, because they're going to give you grief no matter who you play. If you play down, you didn't play tough enough. But for you, you play up all the time. For that, I mean, you'll go across the country to play somebody. How much does that prepare your program to play the likes of these guys in the Cleveland Central Catholics and some of the teams you've had a chance to go up against?
I don't know if people pay a whole lot of attention to that, Mike, honestly. I mean, if you can play, you know, I don't think it really matters what division you're in until the playoffs come. You know, you have all these prognosticators and they're making all these predictions, but at the end of the day, Mike, it's all about matchups. I mean, if you look, you know, at us alone, you know, St. Ed's beat us. We beat Central Catholic twice. You know, Coach Holmes is another one taking his team down to state, and Central Catholic beat St. Ed's. So it's, you know, just, you know, like Flan said, it's all about matchups this time of year, and it's. I mean, this basically, it's not like football where if you lose, you hurt your chances to make the playoffs. Every team, you know, gets a chance to play in the tournament. So, you know, you're going to hurt your Cleveland.com status. The only one that cares about that is William. You know, he's the only one that cares about where he's ranked in the Plain Dealers. So, you know, other than that, you know, I mean, it's just it's all about tournament. It's all about the tournament.
Good luck to all of you. Thank you for coming in. You can see the complete joke fest on Newsnet5.com. All these guys talking about the tournament and maybe getting a few shots in at the same time.
Mr. Basketball, Sonny Johnson.
Much more to come on the Ford Sports Sunday when we come back. Stick around.